All right, I don't know if you guys are aware, Felix Silla is the last question and answer that we have for today. He was in Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. He was Cousin It in the original Addams Family. He was in Star Wars. He was in Star Trek. He was in Batman. Which Batman? The one with the Emperor Penguin. Batman Returns. So that would be the one with Penguin in it. He will be ready to go in approximately 2 minutes and some change. But he's also a little, so can I ask you guys just to move up? That way we might make it more of an intimate Q&A panel. I thought you were gone by now. Goku, everybody, super sneaky. Almost forgot his travel bag. Come up, please, please, please. Come up, please, please. You were fine, like you were. I remember you. You're great. All right, well, I'm going to go check on Felix. Give me to the count of 45, Mississippi. All right, are you guys ready for the greatest question and answer panel of this weekend? Yeah, woo, I like that fire. All right, we have Felix Silla. He was a bareback rider, trapeze artist, and tumbler, so he decided to become a stuntman. He is most known for playing Cousin It in the Addams Family, Twiki from Buck Rogers in the 25th Century. He was in Star Wars Return of the Jedi as an Ewok. He was in Meatballs Part 2, Star Trek, and an Emperor Penguin in Batman Returns. All right, let's give a big warm welcome to Felix Silla! Woo! Yeah! And I'm going to give him this microphone. I told you. And y'all were all like, no, we don't have to. And I was like, yeah, now you got to get them closer. Nah, they're fine. They're fine. They're delinquents. They sit in the back of the class throwing spitballs at each other.
You know what? I'm glad it's not snowing outside because they're afraid to be together.
Yeah, they are.
You know, yeah, why don't you guys get closer? That way we could talk to each other a little better. Hello, how are you? Is anybody and say yes? We fine? Are we whatever? How are you guys doing?
Hey,
Thank
there
you.
it goes.
All right, my name is Felix Silla, which she already told you, and I guess she knows everything about me.
I do.
I don't
know
have much
everything
to say,
about
right?
you. Yeah, this will be very quiet. 45 minutes.
For how long? Wait a minute, it's past my bedtime. I gotta go to sleep.
I know.
Wait
me
a minute, I
too.
haven't. It's my clock says 9:25.
Huh? Well,
Wait a minute, this is West California time.
No. Daylight savings time happened, but it didn't happen that much.
You know what? This morning I got up and I look at my clock and it says 8:38,
Huh?
and they were 8 minutes late to give me a wake-up call. So I woke up and said, "Well, I'm gonna go downstairs and have a cup of coffee." I did, and somebody says, "You know, they changed the time." I said, "What time?" I didn't know anything about it. How are you, ahead or back or what?
You lost an hour. Everything moved up.
I lost an hour.
You did. You lost an hour. It was
When are we
stolen
gonna
from
get
you.
it? When are we gonna get him back?
6 months.
6 months. I gotta wait 6 months. Oh my
That's
God.
about right. That's how long it takes to get stuff back when it's been stolen.
Anyway, no, she said she told you everything about me, so I don't know what else I have to say.
No way.
You know?
Let's start at the beginning.
But
So
listen to me. I got to work with a lot of nice people in the movie industry. I met a lot of friends. I got to work with John Aston, Carolyn Jones. What was the old man? Jackie Coogan.
No, I can never tell you who someone is.
Well,
That's
you're
not
too
my
young.
skill
You
set.
don't know. See, I'm talking to the old people here. Jackie Coogan on the Addams Family used to fall asleep all the time when he was not involved in a scene. So, like, we were over there filming, and he's over here, sitting in his chair. So all of a sudden, you hear somebody snoring, and the director say, "Jackie, you're ruining the shots. You got to go to bed someplace. Go to your room." Oh, okay. He wakes up, and then half an hour later, started rolling again, and Jackie Coogan started snoring again. I mean, he ruined so many takes. So finally, he says, "Look, you go to your dressing room. When we're ready for you, we'll come and get you." So Jackie Coogan, Caroline Jones, beautiful people. Wednesday, in which Lisa Loring.
Yeah.
And then Buck Rogers, I worked with Buck Rogers. There was a nice little group of people. Everybody loved Buck Rogers the first year because Erin Gray, Captain Wilma Deering. And all the guys says, man, what a lovely girl, you know. Everybody watched Buck Rogers because of her. And so what about me? You know? But anyway, after that, I've done the Star Wars. I was one of the Ewok. I did dropping the rocks on a stormtrooper. I was the glider. I mean, Planet of the Apes, for example. I worked in the very, very first Planet of the Apes, and I tell everybody that I got to work with Moses. Nobody says, "What are you talking about? You work with Moses?" He plays Moses, but nobody believes it. Yeah, I'm the only one that got to work with Moses. Did you work with Moses? No.
No.
You were too young anyway.
I've seen the first Planet of the Apes, though.
It was the
That's
best,
the one
right?
with the Statue of Liberty. And it
Yes.
was like, it was you all along, that one.
That was a beautiful movie, yeah. You know what? They tried to remake everything, but it doesn't really work.
Yeah?
If it's not broken, don't fix it, right? So leave it alone. But anyway, what else are we going to talk about? I got to work with all the comedians Hollywood, like for example, Jonathan Winder, Red Skelton, Jerry Lewis, Paul Lynde. I mean, I worked with all of them. I spent 45 years in the movie industry in California, and then finally I decided I want to move to somewhere else. And 12 years ago, I decided to move to Las Vegas, in which I really like it because people are friendly. You could talk to someone. Let's say you go at the bank, wait in line, and you could talk to someone in front or next to you. California, nobody talks to anybody. I don't know what's going on. I mean, it's a beautiful state, but every time I go to California, I can't wait to get home.
Yeah, I feel that way too.
Everybody's in a hurry. Why? The lives are too short. Wait a minute. Short? Wait a minute. Anyway, the life is too short enough to be friends with somebody else. We all have to be friends, you could enjoy your life better. So, are we going to go to some question, or what are we going to do?
If anyone has a question, you can go up to this microphone, or you can raise your hand and yell, and I will come to you. We will trade mics, and I'll come to you. But if no one has a question, I do have questions ready for him because I think he's super nice, and I read a lot about you. So you got your start in stunts. So much like the previous guy we had on, Thomas Howell, he got his start in stunts and horseback riding and rodeo, like you did too.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Well, originally I'm from Italy. I was born in Italy, and I came here when I was 16 years old. And I have a brother in New York, upstate in New York. I went to live with him for a while, and I arrived in November. I didn't speak, one word of English. We used to go visit friends, and everybody, I sit in the corner like I'm listening to something and say, what's going on? What are they talking about? We were in Italian families, but they were still speaking English. So April came, and I told him, I said, Mike, I want to go back home, because I didn't like it. It was cold, and I didn't like it. I couldn't understand anything. I said, I really want to go back home. And so he took me to the circus in New York, and I was hired as, I started out as a clown, and then I became bareback rider with one of the Italian group. And then in 1962, we were working in California, Los Angeles, and I decided to quit. So I went to work with a company that did a publicity. Every year when the circus came to Los Angeles, they did publicity for them. So I went to work with this company. And then a gentleman came from MGM Studio. They were looking for little people to do stunt work. Mm-hmm. And so at that time, I didn't have a car. I have a friend of mine, he took me to the MGM Studio, and he said, I'm going to bring you over there, So I got chosen as one of the person to do stunts for a little kid. And that's how I got started out. And then, every year went by, and it got a little better, and a little better, and a little better, and I put in 45 years. So I retired in 1995, and I got a pension from them, which is great, and I'm happy. I'm happy to go do a convention, because the reason I like to travel, I do it because you people did, you guys made the movie. If it wasn't for the fan, the movie would never be made, or we would never be here. So I do a lot of traveling. I enjoy to see my fan, and they never see him under the away from the costumes. I say, oh, and they don't believe when they come on my table. Say, oh yeah, you did Cousin It. You did this, you did that. Oh yeah, I did. Some people say, did you really do this? Yes, yeah. Everything you see on my table, I was in it. So one girl said this morning that I was the producer of Addams Family. I said, wait a minute, where did you get this idea? Like I'm 6, 7 years old. She said, I produce the Addams Family. I said, no, I'm not. I worked in the Addams Family, in the show itself, but I did not produce it. Because if I produced the Addams Family, I won't be here now. You know, I'll be somewhere else. So anyway, let's start. Want to start a question?
So Cousin It was not in the original family, but they added him later on because they liked the way he interacted with the family, which is interesting because he doesn't really talk very much. But how did that work for you to get cast to be Cousin It, this new character in this established story? It was a book. How did that work when you evolved the character?
Well, you know, you're right about Cousin It was never in the cartoons with Charles Addams. The Cousin It was started out with one of the producer. I had an interview on Friday. My agent sent me over to some studio, and a guy inside a room in the office said, "With two guys talking to each other," and I went through the door and said, "Oh, hi, how are you?" Whatever, and they looked at each other and said, "That's it." I said, "Okay, so now," I said, "Come back on Monday, you got the job." I didn't know. I had no idea what I was supposed to be doing. He said, "That's it, you know, you got the job." I said, "Okay, thank you. So I'll see you Monday at 8 o'clock." So cool. I arrived Monday at 8 o'clock, and they put this wig on me and a derby and a pair of sunglasses. That was Cousin It.
That's
There
one
was
heck of a
nobody
wig.
else. Nobody else there. I was the only one.
Ah. So what was it like wearing the wig? And then I'll come to you.
Okay, the way we started out. I'm sorry. Oh. The way it started, Cousin It started out, they used original. They used original hair, like original wigs. It was very, very heavy. It was very, very hot. And I couldn't even keep the thing on me for about more than 10 minutes. Then they decided to use a synthetic because the real human hair is very flammable, you know.
That was real human hair at
Yeah,
first?
at the beginning, yes. It was like $7,000 worth of whatever it was made. There was two type of wigs. There was one like from my waist down, like a hula skirt, and the other one was from my head, and then it blended with a brush, and that's it. But the problem was, they say, wait a minute, the crew, they like to smoke. And they walk around, they go get a cup of coffee, and sometimes they throw the cigarette, they step on, they keep walking and get a cup of coffee. Can you imagine, the director says, can you imagine Felix come by, he sweeps the floor, and the cigarette butts, it's not out yet, and he steps on it, and he goes up in flame. So that's why they decided to put the synthetic after that.
That would not have been fun. Alice had a question.
Were you in?
Put the mic down. There we go.
Were you in the movie and the TV show, or were you just like in the TV show?
You mean on the Addams Family?
Huh?
On the Addams Family?
Yeah.
I only did the TV show.
Oh, okay.
I did
cool.
not do the movies.
That's cool.
As a matter of fact, I didn't even watch any, so. I was not invited, I didn't watch it. John Astin, I think he had a little cameo shot in one of the movie, but I never did the movie,
Okay. And I have one more. Was it like fun? Like, did you enjoy it a lot? Like, did you get along with your castmates and everything?
Oh yeah, it was fun. I mean, it's wonderful. It's a wonderful job. And here come Uncle Fester. Where's your light bulb? Anyway, yes, it was fun. I really enjoyed the work with the movies. They're very, very boring while you work on the film. The TV show is a lot different because you have to put one episode every week, so you have to kind of rush it, film it. The movie is a lot longer. It takes a lot longer. They do like for example, you work on a film, it takes 2 pages to do one big scene, and you have to over and over and over. The TV show is a little quicker, because the movie takes a lot longer. It takes about 6, 7 months to make one movie, to film it. And then on top of that, you have to put the sound on, and you have to put, whatever they need to be done. But the TV show is a lot quicker. So I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. They are very good to me. Well, I have a very nice pension, and that's it. I'm here.
Well, they
You know,
kept all
having
your
fun.
yeah, they kept all your mannerisms. So Cousin It went on, you know, and he's in every version of the Addams Family now. And I mean, he moves just like he did whenever you were him.
You know, Addams Family still has a big. I couldn't believe what such follower that they have. You know, after 35 or 40 years later, I didn't believe in 1964 that it was going to be like this. And I mean, everywhere you go, you turn the TV on. Sometimes they have a marathon about the Addams Family over and over and over, and which is nice. Not for me, because but it's nice for the producer. We don't get any money right now. We never got any residual. Many years ago, they sent me a notice, IOU. In 1999, we're going to pay you whatever. 1999 is gone. We never got anything. The only thing we had, and we got was the release of DVD. When we did, when they put out the DVD, we went in to do a little documentary, not documentary, what do you call it?
Behind the scenes feature.
Yeah, you know, background talker. We got some money, but we never got any residuals. So they said, I owe you what? You know, nothing. And I don't even know who owns it. I don't even know who's the owner of the Addams Family. You've been on so many different studios, we don't know who owns it. So.
Well, you went on to do Star Wars, where you played an Ewok.
Right.
Yeah, what was your role in that? Because there were a lot of Ewoks. Like, which one was you?
I was the one on the glider, the one to throw in the rocks on the stormtrooper, and then when I got shot down. Yeah, there were quite a few little people there. They had a mother, daughter, granddaughter, grandmother, grandson, babies, all over I mean, they had every little person in California they could use. A lot of people that just give up the second day because they just couldn't do it. It was too hard. And some of the people, they just fell asleep while we were filming because, you know, you blend with the leaves on the ground, you know. You just lay down and fall asleep. As long as you don't move, the camera's not going to see
Sounds like
you.
the best job ever. Just to lay down and go to sleep because no one can find you.
Yes.
And they can't prove you're not working because you all look alike and you're all in the same costume.
They were making $100 a day, and some of the people, they just couldn't take it. They just give up. They quit.
Did you love it?
Sure, I loved it. My first residual check, and I had to call the production and say, is this real or not? I don't want to cash it because I might be scared that 3 months later or 3 days later, the Lucas production is going to call me up and say, hey, we give it too much money. You made a mistake. So I called them up, and yeah, you could cash it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you how much it was, but.
You should.
Well, it was, okay, it was like $45,000.
Whoa!
But I didn't get $45,000. I got $20,000 out of it. Income tax, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But I said, I'll take it. But I had to call them, make sure that check was real. You know, because they were not very, they're not really nice about giving you the money. They want to keep all the money, you know. So that's why he sold it for $4 billion.
Yeah, sounds like he took
And he
they took care of
donated.
you.
You know, he donated to some charities. So thank God, George.
Yeah, do you still get residuals for that?
A little bit here and there, but it's kind of disappearing. It's been so long that you don't, after a little while, it runs out. You don't get it anymore. Yeah.
That's neat. Oh, so the other major franchise that you worked on, I'm not going to say Howard the Duck, but we're coming back to it, is Buck Rogers in the 25th Century.
Oh, Howard the Duck. Yeah, that reminded me of separating my shoulder. I worked in Howard the Duck, and we were filming in San Francisco. I flew in from LA to San Francisco, and they took me straight to the set. I didn't even have a chance to go to the room at the hotel. They dressed me up. And then the scene there's a Howard the Duck in the middle of an alley in the middle of the night, and this huge garbage truck is coming towards me. And I'm supposed to jump out of the way, inside the doorway, and land on the mattress. So the camera was filming this way, the truck is dusty, and I'm jumping out. So the director kept telling me, hey, Felix, let him get a little closer. I couldn't see anything, because the eye was like a pinhole, and I could see bright lights coming towards me. I said, how can I see how far he is? You know, it's about 45,000 pounds or whatever, and I'm 80 pounds. Can you imagine a little pancake in the middle of the street? So anyway, They made me do 5 takes. And the last one, I landed on the door, and I separated, whatever, shoulder. So I lay there, and I couldn't get a hop. So some guy came over, big guy said, "What's wrong?" I said, "I don't know, I feel some pains." So they took me to the hospital next day, and I'm standing like this with the weights in my hands and against the thing, for x-ray. And the guy takes the x-ray, and the doctor says, "Welcome to the football team." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, you just separate whatever." I said, "Oh, really?" And then they sent me home. But they used number 1 take. That was the best one, the first one, but they make me do 4 more. But they used the first one. So it happened, but I was getting paid. So about a month ago, it happened December 16. I come out of my house to go to the mailbox, and I don't know what happened. I think blanked out. I fell against the wall, and there he goes again. But I was supposed to go out of town the next day to do a release, the preview of the new Star Wars. I was supposed to go to Virginia. And I didn't have a chance to do it because I ended up in the hospital overnight, and my arm became all purple.
It's
I
bad
don't know what
luck.
they tried to do. They tried to put it back together. It didn't work. So the doctor came the next day and says, "Well, we need to do surgery." I said, "Well, do whatever you want." They knocked me out, and I woke up half an hour later. They said, "Oh, you could go home now." I said, "Did you do a surgery?" Said, "Oh, no, we didn't do it." So I'm okay. But that's what it shows you that, like I did 5 takes, and number 1, first one was the best. So I got hurt, but I was getting paid. Anyway,
That's not the worst time you got hurt, though. You were in Indiana Jones, and it was the Temple of Doom.
oh, I mean, swimming.
Yeah, when you took a dive.
I wanted to take a dive. The thing flipped over.
Ah.
I got stuck in the raft. I mean, we were going down the river, and I told the guy, I said, "Look, I'm not a swimmer.
I'm not a swimmer either.
I said, "I can't even swim from here to there." "Oh, don't worry about it. We're going to put this jacket on you, Life Vest, May West, what they call it. It says, if anything happens, don't panic. Just you grab the string and pull, and something will happen." So we go down the river. It was me, the stuntman for Harrison Ford, and the lady for Kate Capshaw, the woman, right? So anyway, 3 of us. I'm in front. I'm hanging for dear life on this thing, the rope, the raft, and I'm hanging on this thing. And so the guy said, "Don't panic." So we're going down the river. The guy says, "Okay, you're going down," and then the raft comes up and levels off. I said, "Okay." So action, the camera's over there, we over there going down the river. All of a sudden, it goes down, it comes up, and it kept going up. It goes upside down, and I'm underneath. And I said to myself, what am I going to do? Am I going to let her off or hang on? So I said, "Okay, I'm going to hang on." And I'm hanging. In the meantime, I'm pulling the string, and nothing is happening. And so finally, I hang it really hard. Bang. It goes like this. Actually, I was underneath the hair pocket. And I'm thinking, I said, when the hell are they going to get me out? I see everything yellow over me, fresh water. And I got to say, when are they going to get me out? Finally, the guy came over, and he says, "Oh, I was pulling on your leg, and you didn't want to let her go." I said, "What do you mean? I didn't feel anybody pulling any legs." I said, "Where were you?" So Spielberg found out, because he was in London. See, we were doing a 2nd unit in California, near Sacramento. Spielberg found out what happened. He says, "You know what? I don't want Felix to do any more water work because I need him to finish the film." Because we were supposed to go back to London because Harrison Ford got hurt, so we were doing everything at 2nd unit while he wasn't working. So he said, "I don't want no more water work for him, so just keep him out of the river." And I tell you, for 6 months, every night, I was getting these weird kind of nightmare, like I'm drowning. And, it was kind of scary for a while.
So did the guy ever figure out what he was pulling on if he wasn't pulling on you?
No, he says, "I was trying to pull you out of there, and he didn't want to let it go." I said, "Well, I didn't feel anything. You were a little bit late." So,
It was an alligator.
yeah, well, I hope not.
Like a river alligator.
Water snake, no. No, it's and the water was so cold. We were filming, the water was coming from the snow in Lake Tahoe, was coming down the river near Sacramento, and the water was like 55 degrees in the water and 105 outside. I mean, every time you get in the water, your mouth's going like this. I mean, shivering, it's so cold. And they finally got me out, and it was fine. Hey, Ellen, I'm here. You want to ask a question? Come on and join the group. Have some fun.
Did you want to ask a question?
Uh-oh.
Where's the nearest men's room?
You know what? There's one over there in the back.
There's one over here.
There's one over there.
I just want to know if you were alert.
Yes, I was. And, well, no.
I don't want to hog you. I'd rain on your parade.
That's okay. You can rent any
It's
place.
not okay, because I got to go real bad, man.
But hurry up then. Nobody told. I know. I didn't invite you. Go.
Take the mic.
Let me bless you, man.
Yes.
It's a wireless
fun.
mic. You can just take it with you.
Huh?
Into the back. It was a joke. I'm so sorry.
No, he wants to go.
I'd like to say something about Felix. We began a friendship conventions ago. He's a man with a big heart. A big heart. And when I welcome anybody into my circle of friendship, you've got to have a big heart and a good soul and be a good person. I try to keep the bad guys away. But for Felix, bless him and his family.
What's it going to cost me, Ellen?
Well, we'll figure that out. Hey, there's room for only one comedian here.
Are we going to dinner tonight? It's my turn tonight. Let me know when we go. You and your wife, myself, and the driver.
But I'm not hungry.
All right. I don't want to stop you because I know you got to go to the bathroom.
Felix,
Yes.
that's all right. I could wait.
Okay, you can wait.
I told you, you and I could go on a stage and really have a ball. We'll knock them on Broadway, knock them crazy in Las Vegas, where you live. What the hell am I dreaming again? Okay, thank you so much. He is a great guy.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah. You're going to make it. You're almost there.
Yeah, he's a wonderful man. My friend Alan, 91 years old. He does a beautiful work drawing Captain America, whatever.
These guys are going to make sure he gets to the restroom okay. Thank you. You're a hero.
Yeah. Anyway, what were we were in the river.
We're fixing to go over Buck Rogers in the 25th
Buck,
century.
Buck Rogers, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, we had a lot of fun working Buck Rogers, but this first year was really wonderful. Good show, and it was well done. And the second year was kind of stupid because they changed everything. By the way, Gil Gerard was supposed to be here, but he didn't make it. If he was here, I would never be able to say anything because he's the one who talks all the time. But anyway, go back to Buck Rogers. The second year, they brought in a different producer. He used to work, produce Gunsmoke. And he came on Buck Rogers. Could you imagine, from Western to sci-fi? And the people were, the show was so terrible. They were bad. They changed it. And so every day the producer used to come on stage and he says, oh yeah, we're doing very good on the rating, and the rating is great, it got up. Nothing. While he was talking, the rating were going down the tubes. And that's why they got canceled. We never knew, they never told us why the show got canceled. So as of today, I have no idea. The same thing with Tim O'Connor. He played Dr. Ewer the first year. They never rehired him the second season. They never told him why. So I guess NBC decided to just cancel it. And a lot of people didn't like it. So other than that, it was a nice job. So I had a lot of fun working.
It looked like a lot of fun. And so you, a few years later, you retired from acting for a little while, but your IMDb profile says you just started on a show called Characters?
Well, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So we did a little film in Florida. They made me look like a lot older than I am, and I didn't like it. They put a stupid wig. But anyway, I wish them a lot of luck. It was fun, so.
So that would have been you returning to acting for the first time in quite a while.
Yeah.
Has anything changed?
Not really. You know what? There's no things going on in this country anymore. I mean, not in California is really ridiculous because it's too expensive to film there.
Yeah.
Everything is going to Nevada, Florida, Louisiana,
Georgia.
Texas, Georgia, and even here in this country, in Texas. They're all going out of town because it's cheaper. And every time a film company comes into your town, it brings money. You know, everybody works. The drugstore, the hardware store, the restaurants, hotels, because people, they have to stay at the hotel, they have to buy whatever equipment they need. It brings money. California kind of push you away because it's so expensive with the taxes. See? Some of the state is like, they welcome you to do movies on your state because you bring in money and they give you a chance, they don't charge you a lot of taxes. So they give you some kind of opportunity to come in and bring money. But California is too expensive on everything. So, you know, and that's why they have an office over there. They go to a different country and do it.
A lot of people say Vegas is too expensive.
Well, I remember, yeah, you're going to go see a show like Celine Dion, $180 to go see her. I have a CD at home. I know what she looks like. You know, I know what she looks like. I have a music. I can listen to her. I know.
Good.
I don't have to pay $180. It's a lot of money to go see somebody singing for a couple hours. It's a lot of money. But a lot of people do it. A lot of people like it. So it depends, depending on the people, what they want to do.
So you're a stunt guy. You live for danger, obviously. But you watch these movies come out and you don't realize that the effort that these stunt guys put in, and they risk their lives, they put their bodies on the line so that the celebrities can stay safe to protect the movie. But at the same time, people sometimes don't walk away from stunts. Like, did you, obviously your biggest scare was Indiana Jones. Like, was there ever another time where you knew someone that got injured, or how do you feel about the industry maybe not taking as good a care of its stunt people as they should?
Well, they make money. The problem they have now, some of the stunt kids, some of the kids are doubling other kids, like the stunt people, the normal father or whatever. They use their own sons to double another kids, another minor, and that should be against the law. Yeah. But the union will let them do it, and I don't know why. In the 60s, they used little people to do a stunt work. Like, if anything happened to me, they'd replace me. But if something happened to an actor, a child actor, the movie is over. Whatever they're doing, and can't finish it because let's say, thank God, that somebody got killed or whatever, it can't work. What are they going to do? They just have to, stop the production. But if it happened to me or something happened to me, they'll replace me. So, but right now they have children doubling other children, small kids, and that should be legal. Illegal.
For a lot of reasons, if something happens to that kid, I don't see how that's okay with the actors union at all.
They'll let them do it, and I don't know why.
Do you think that Hollywood takes good enough care of its stunt people?
I think it's the stunt people themselves, the stunt union. They're doing this, and the union not doing anything to stop it. They won't let them do anything. They don't do anything. They don't stop them. And this has happened started a few years ago. So, in the 60s, we used to do little people doing stand-in. Stand-in, what it is, it's like a little actor they have to go to school all day long. They have so many hours to go to school because they have a teacher in school in the set. So what they do, they use a little person to stand in on their spot while they set up the camera, they set up the lights, and as soon as they get everything ready to film, then they bring the actor and they do the scene. This was great. Now, we used to make $25 a day in the 60s. It was like, we used to work 5 days a week. Yeah, but a pack of cigarette was 15, 20 cents. A gallon of gas was 27, 24 cents. Now they make, I think it's $150 per day. It's, for 8 hours. And, but the price of everything is going up. Now they're not using little people anymore, little kids anymore. They don't want nothing to do because the directors, they're so in a hurry. They want to make the project, do a film, say, let's hurry up so we go to the next project. Those days, I even doubled for, what's his name, Drew Barrymore. Remember E.T.?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm telling you about the kids, minors. They have so many hours you can work, like 8 hours, and then you have to go home. So we were doing a shot down, we were coming down the street, like a trick-or-treating. So they called me up, said, Felix, you're going to come on location. We need you. So they put this little white sheet on my head. I was playing Casper the Friendly Ghost. We were doing trick-or-treat up the street, and they were using fireworks. So that's why they're not allowed to use children. On top of that, she cannot work past the 7 or 8 hours, and they have to send her home. So they use little people there. Now, all the movies they make, TV show, I don't see too many little kids. You know, in the 60s, they used quite a few kids. Now they don't anymore. The director, they don't want to put up with the little kids. They have time. They don't want to do anything with little kids anymore. So it goes to show you that, you know, and then when you become an age, like 18, you don't use it for a while because, you know, you overgrown thing and they don't use you.
Yeah, I mean, you do see that. That's why when you watch TV shows and you've got high schoolers, they're 25, you know, in real life, because, you know, if they're really in high school, they couldn't work past, 6 o'clock at night. So, yeah, I mean, you do see that a lot in television now. So what made you want to come back to be in that movie, the one that you're going to be in, the characters movie?
I have no idea what's going on. I think they're trying to sell it to some kind of, what do you call it? They tried to sell the film. I don't even know what's happening, if they're going to do it or not.
Well, I saw the trailer. It looked pretty funny.
It is funny. It's all about characters.
Yeah.
The guy, the director that he directed the film, he used to work for, I think, for Disney.
It looks like a Disney kind of movie.
And he was a character, one of the characters. And he got this idea that he wants to make a movie about it. You know, it's funny. It's really funny.
To set it up, it's a bunch of mascots at like a really small, like circus fair looking thing, and like how they get mistreated inside their costumes and how they kind of hate and love their life all at the same time. And I thought it looked pretty cool. We have enough time for either another question or another quick story from Felix. Does anybody want to know anything? I can come bring the microphone to you. Did you guys have any questions?
Right.
Coming. I thought a bird got in here.
What other films have you done where you don't have to be heavily disguised? And what was your experience on like the little cigars?
Oh,
in that vehicle?
okay. I did a movie called The Blackbird, and it was a remake of the Maltese Falcon with Humphrey Bogart. It was in comedy with George Segal. They called him Sam Spade. He played the part of Sam Spade Jr. And it was a really nice part. I didn't have no makeup. I didn't have no costumes on. They dressed me like a German, with German uniform. And I played the part of Sidney. The guy was looking for the Maltese Falcon because it was loaded with diamonds, and I played this part. It didn't do anything for me because it was released with an X-rated film, together with an X-rated film. So it didn't do anything. I had a lot of dialogue. Then I did an episode of Bonanza. Bonanza, that comes every year. It's called Horse and the Leprechaun. If you guys, I don't know, somebody have to seen the film. It comes around St. Patrick's Day, either a few days before or a few days later. But it's been on and on every year. It doesn't miss. If you guys have a chance to see this episode, you're going to laugh so much. It's so funny. We beat up on Dan Blocker, 5 little guys. We came through the Ponderosa, and we ran away from a bus from Ireland, and we having this big box full of gold. So we tried to get rid of our agent, so we buried the gold in the Ponderosa, and we were hiding. So one day, Dan Blocker comes over, he sees a little leprechaun. He says, me on top of the tree. And while the other guy was running around, I'm on top of the tree looking around. He goes home to his father and his brother and says, I seen a little leprechaun, and nobody wants to believe him. They thought he was crazy. But I don't really want to spoil it because you have to see it. You have to see it. It's so funny. The guy, the writer, he wrote a sequel to it, and Lorne Greene and Pernell Roberts, they refused it. They didn't want to do a sequel because they said, well, they're taking too much away from us. The show has been on for 25 years, so we're not taking anything away from you, And it was one of the best show ever produced by, Bonanza. And they were going to do another one about these 5 families. They're going to live in upon the roads, like pay your tax and everything. It becomes family, because, they didn't want it. But it's funny. It comes around St. Patrick's Day, either before or after.
Do you get a residual check from Bonanza?
No. You don't, that was like 100 years ago. How can you get
It's still on TV. It's
those
still pretty
residuals,
popular.
they don't, listen, residuals don't last forever.
I will learn more about that part of the industry. Did you have a
Yes.
question?
No, residuals, they don't
Oh,
last.
you raised your hand. Yeah.
No. I didn't make that one, and I didn't make Buck Rogers, Twiki Ross either. Twiki, dialogue was done by Mel Blanc, one of the best, and Cousin It was done by whoever wanted to do a recording to speed it up. I don't know what he did. I met the guy 30 years later. The guy did my voice in Cousin It. I went to a church to bring a friend of mine to get something, and I came to the door, and this gray-haired man with a beard, and he says, "Oh, Cousin It." I said, "Well, how do you know?" He said, "Oh, I did your voice." I said, "Really?" He used to work in the sound department. He said, "I did your voice." Okay. 30 years later, I met him. But even Caroline Jones did an episode. He did my voice. He just speed something up. It's all done, electronic, whatever. And she did. It was funny. But I didn't do any voice, no. Especially Buck Rogers. It was really hard to talk inside the mask. It was right in my face. And there's no way you could talk. They didn't have no room to put in your microphone or whatever. They didn't have a little fan in there. It was hot. But what are you going to do? If you don't like the heat, to stay out of the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what are you going to do?
Well, Felix, thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate you coming to the Heart of Texas Comic-Con. Let's give a big applause for Felix.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right, are you going to be back at your booth for a little while?
I'm going to go there for a little while and then I'll go home.
Yeah, that works. All the way
What?
back to Vegas.
Wait a
Color me
minute.
jealous.
Oh, my watch is dying. The
Yeah.
battery's gone. Anyway, we'll, what's that, about an hour left?
Yeah, you got about an hour left.
Yeah.
In 15 minutes.
Come and say hello anyway. Just come and say hello. If you don't have to buy anything, just say hello.
He's
and
super nice.
Ask question, No. Okay, thank you.